Alright, it's the FDC video, guys. So I'm going to break it down today. FD cancel is faultless defense cancel off your Airdash. Everyone's been asking me about this. I think it's very important, especially for Kai players, so it's something to keep in mind. You've probably seen me do it off of safe jumps, right? Do something like that. And it looks really tight, you know, I'm nice and close. The attack level for JS is a little bit lower, so you get like close slash even if they faultless defense. So, you know, it's pretty good in general. There's a couple other things that are very important to mention about it, but first I'm just going to talk about general Airdash activity, right? So generally, Airdashes in this game change your total acceleration based on where you cancel the Airdash, right? Which is why you saw me like rocket with the FD cancel, because I'm FDing very early into the Airdash window. So we can kind of observe the distance, right? I put myself in 5H range here, right? Because I canceled into a normal immediately. I didn't even try to FD cancel. This distance applies to any normal cancel, right? So now I'm just not going to cancel into a normal, right? I'm not in 5H range anymore. So there's a little bit of difference there. That is very important. That is very important, right? There are a lot of fringe cases where you get safe jumps or you might not normally, and you can set up left-right mix-ups, right? So how does this work? Well, so normally, right, this is another part of a Airdash activity. If I cancel my Airdash, I don't turn around, right, until I elapse the total duration of the Airdash. So I have to wait a little bit, right? And the spacing is a little bit unfortunate. And I'm also way too high to really get anything off of a decently fast cross-up. But if I FD cancel, right, oh, big deal, right? Way closer to, right? So your pressure situation is going to be better, your combos are going to be better and stuff like that. You actually get cross-ups, right? But it's like, how do I do the front side? Well, there's a magic spacing, right? There's a magic spacing. If you saw that little bit earlier, right, there is a magic spacing. So if I am too close, right, I'll overshoot like this with normal cancels and stuff. But even if you are too close to Airdash, you still get some Airdash pressure off of this. A little farther back, right? And you actually end up on the other side. So I can get cross-ups here, and if I walk back at this distance, right, and I do JH, I hit on the front side. So you have a bit of a mix-up situation with this spacing automatically, right? And it gets better. So the other concept to keep in mind for FD cancel, wow, it gets better, guys. Yeah, it does. So the other concept to keep in mind is normally, right, if you want that forward acceleration, so say you wanted to use a normal very low to the ground, like jump D, right? So I want to do jump D as fast as possible. I really don't have a lot of time to do my Oki, but I want to do jump D because it's a good move, right? Well, I can't, right? Because if I Airdash, I'm way high in the air, right? But with FD cancel, you can actually get that same acceleration, hit the ground faster, and then get the JD out, which is a huge deal for some pressure situations I'll talk about later. So we get the idea that we can use different normals closer to the ground, right? Suddenly, this actually opens up some options, right? Because normally, right, if I do JH here, it comes out, whatever, right? But if I FD cancel and then JH, I don't actually have to hit them with the normal. So now I'm going to go through a couple recordings, and it's going to be really boring. It might take a while, but you'll kind of see the strengths of FDC through those examples. All right, small thing I forgot to mention a little bit earlier. So part of what makes the mix-up work is actually your vertical collision box, right? So JH has a larger vertical collision box than FD. So at this small walkback spacing, right, say I neutral jump, so your jump direction also influences your initial spacing for the Airdash, right? So you can make it really tricky, but just for the sake of understanding, right, this JH is hitting frontside at this kind of small walkback spacing, but my FD cancel JS is hitting on the other side, right? Wow, cool. All right, so I'm gonna go through the recordings now. Before that, actually, I'm gonna talk a little bit about distance. So one thing to keep in mind too, right, is that it actually lets you safe jump at like max range 2K 2D DE, right? But if you do max range 2K 2D DE and then JH, it's not gonna connect. It's not gonna connect. The other thing to keep in mind also is when you do a safe jump with IDJH, right? If they FD it, you won't get the close slash. And then close slash is pretty important for the jump BRC mix-ups, right? But if you're doing it off of something like this at a closer range, the pushback is less because JS is a lower attack level move. So you'll always get close slash even on FD. So that is very useful for guaranteeing your actual mix-up situations, right? So now I'll just go right into it. Boom, right? So this first recording, you can kind of see he does the FD safe jump, but it's a little bit slow, right? It's a little bit slow. There's a reason for that. The variance of this setup is the strongest aspect of it, right? He can kind of delay his fall a little bit and still get the safe jump timing. So why is that important? Well, you'll see later. So here I'm going to show a little bit of a faster safe jump. You can kind of see I run a little bit longer and he zooms down a little bit faster, right? But both of them are functional safe jumps. They both give you a great distance. You get close slash even on FD, right? So now it starts to get a little weird, right? So this was the JD I was talking about earlier. Why is that useful? Well, if there are people who are trying to RPS your wake up options for your safe jump by doing like DPRC or backdash, right? And then you have a hard time covering both. Or even just like fuzzy mashing throw on wake up, right? Or trying to fuzzy buttons or fuzzy backdash or fuzzy jump. JD blows that up, right? And JD in this speed of falling is actually that close slash hit airtight. So this is +7, you can get an airtight low with 2K. So if I backdash, I die, right? If I fuzzy jump, right? Or that was a commit jump, right? If I fuzzy jump against a safe jump, I die. If I try to throw on wake up, I die, right? So you can see why this is already pretty useful. Also, another bonus thing about JD is that it negates FD, right? Even negates instant FD if I can get it. Yeah, I did it because I'm nice, right? So here we go, right? Oh, what is this, right? So you can throw this, right? But as you saw from JD earlier, you can also get killed for throwing a wake up. Can't jump out of this. Also punishes backdash. Right, so you get the idea. That fast fall from this one can be contrasted with the slow fall from the first recording. And then we also have... Wow. So you can see there are a lot of pretty good options here, right? So I have another set of recordings that I'll show. Boop, boop, boop. SKD, why don't you edit this out? You don't want to see me load recordings? So this one is kind of going to focus more on the left-right spacing and stuff like that. So this is off of throw. So throw gives you a pretty good spacing too. Oh, so we can do the throw mix up here too, right? There's the front side, if you remember that from earlier. So I'm going to put this all on random later and just get hit a bunch of times. So we can get a cross up as well, and you can definitely RC that for combo. Alright. Here's your JD thing, right? And we've got the same situation where if I backdash, right, it still gets hit. If I fuzzy backdash, it might not even come out if it's delayed. Or I might die, right? The fact that he gets close slash confirm off of JD here is like super good. So you can demand a lot of respect on your safe jumps just by using JD because it means that the total amount of time that they have to respect your falling is like way longer, right? So that means that you can do land throw that you saw earlier and stuff like that. You can even do the classic, right? So what is going on here? Was that a cross up? I didn't know, right? Okay, cool, we blocked it. Okay, I don't know. Alright, I got, right? So you can see there's a lot of options here for him to kind of mess you up, right? There's a lot of options here for him to just mess you up. It's very hard to like OS backdash and stuff like that. OS 6Ps in different directions and stuff. Even if you FD, he could throw you, right? And like if you want to do throw and wake up, he can JD you. So suddenly it's a lot harder to disrespect his Oki here, and he can still just safe jump you, right? So really good, really good. I hope that kind of, you know, encapsulates most of what people were asking about FDC, you know, the whys, the hows, what it looks like. Yeah, if you have any questions, just let me know. Catch you later, peace.